So first of all, if you want to follow along with today's workshop, and I strongly recommend you to, please go ahead and open up the web browser of your choice. I would recommend using Google Chrome, but pretty much anything else like Firefox, Safari should work. Once you
So
do so, you should go to a website called editor.construct.net, and I will go ahead and put a link to that in the chat.
I just have a question. What web browser are we going to?
Yeah, you can use whichever one you want. I personally would recommend Google Chrome, but whatever you have should work.
Wait, you mean like we are going to Google, like the website Google, or are we using, I don't know what
Oh, yeah, so you use Google Chrome and then you go to the website editor.construct.net.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you need a link, the link can be found in the chat. Alrighty, with that, let's get rolling. So before we jump into actually creating this game, let's watch a really quick YouTube video. I'm not sure if my audio will come through, but the video itself is pretty fun. Alrighty, so based on this video, today we'll be making a game where we will have Bill Gates jump over a chair. And yeah, believe it or not, that is a real video of Bill Gates. Alrighty, let's get started. So first of all, click the new project button up here. Once you do so, come up with a name for your project. I'm going to name mine Bill Gates jumping over chair. I'll give you guys a second to come up with a name. And in the meantime, don't touch any of the other settings on this page right now. We'll go over that later.
Excuse me, are we doing this with our team or solo?
You can do the solo. This is just an example project that we'll be working through. And afterwards, if you want to, you can go back and create a project with your team.
And I have one more question. For this whole competition, this is in general. Can we work alone, or should we have a mandatory group to work with?
Yeah, you're totally okay if you want to work alone. But you know, oftentimes it's a lot more fun if you work with other people. We have a question in chat. Should our name for the project be Bill Gates jumping over a chair? No, it doesn't have to be that. I just came up with that for my project. You can name it whatever you want. Awesome. Now, once you have a name for your project selected, hit create, and you should see a screen like this. So this is what the construct editor looks like. In the center, where the white screen is with the dotted lines, that is what we call the world map. This is where you will see all of your characters, sprites, and other game characters. To the left, you'll see the properties menu. We'll talk a little bit more about that soon. And to the right, you can see the project file tree and a list of layers and objects.
So are we just clicking on the create project and then we're moving on to the next one?
Yep. So if you were on the previous page where you were typing in the name for your project, just hit create project and you should end up on the screen that I'm on right now.
No, I meant like, do we need to adjust anything?
Nope, you don't need to.
So I just like write the name of my project and then hit create and nice open up to this.
Yep, exactly. Bingo.
I'm in. We're good.
That's great. Alrighty, so the first thing that we need to create this game is Bill Gates, right? Otherwise, how are we going to have him jump over the chair? So in order to create a new character for our game, I'm going to double click somewhere within this dotted box. So I'm just going to double click right here. And then you'll see this menu pop up here. Once you see this menu, we need to choose what type of object do we want to add to our game. In our case, we want to add a new game character, so we want to add something called a sprite. It's spelled just like the soda. So type in Sprite in the search bar, and once you see this icon pop up, double click on it, and you'll see that your mouse has changed to a plus sign. Once that happens, click anywhere within the dotted line box, and you should see a paint screen pop up. I'll pause here for a quick second to let everyone catch up. We have a question in chat from Molly. What do we click on? Yeah, great question. So just to start again in the process, in case you need me to, let me delete this quickly. So go ahead and double click anywhere within the dotted line box on the screen. After that, type in Sprite into the search bar. It is spelled just like the soda. Then double click on this. You'll see that your mouse is turned into this plus sign. Click again somewhere inside the dotted line box, and you'll see a paint screen pop up. Alrighty, once everyone's here, now we can draw our Bill Gates character. I'm not that good at art, so I'm just going to draw a stick figure, but if you want to draw a really nice character, feel free to. Let's go ahead and draw Bill Gates.
Mine is not working, like it's not letting me draw.
Okay, if it's not letting you draw, make sure you selected one of the drawing tools to the left. Right now I have the pen selected, I believe.
Oh, okay, now I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We have a question in chat. Can you change the thickness? Yes, you can. I believe if you adjust this slider right here that I'm playing with right now, the lower you go, the less thick it will be. Alrighty, so once you have your character drawn, there's one more thing we need to do before we're finished here. We need to make sure that we shrink the box around the character so that it fits it perfectly. Otherwise, the character is going to be too big on our screen. So in order to do that, we're going to click the crop button. It's the one right up here that has, looks like a box almost. Go ahead and click on this.
Is there a way where we can increase how our character looks like? Because right now mine looks so tiny.
Yeah, so if you want to, just click crop, and then once you go back to the world map screen, I'll show you how to increase the size of your character.
Well, I'm trying to draw, but it keeps dragging the screen when I try and do anything.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I'm trying to draw, but it drags the screen when I try and do anything.
It drags the screen as you're trying to do something. Gotcha. I've never had that issue before, so I'm not sure what's going on. I would say double check to make sure you do have the pencil icon or the pen icon selected. You might have the grab tool selected.
Yeah, it's the pencil icon. Like it draws, but it like drags it and makes it go in the opposite direction.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, I don't know how to fix that problem right now. But if you can shoot me a message right after this workshop, I'll work with you to figure it out.
Can I share my screen so that you can see what I'm having trouble with right now?
Let me see. Yeah, sure. We can do that really quickly, but we can't stay here for too long. Feel free to go ahead.
Okay. So as you can see, mine is like really tiny, but I was trying to make it like the ones that you did in the example, but I didn't know how.
I cannot see your screen. I think that might be because I'm on split screen mode. Let me switch over. Gotcha, I see. Okay. And that's a little bit too small for you, right? Is that why?
Yeah, even smaller than what you have.
Gotcha. No, that's totally fine. Don't worry. Leave it as this, and once we move on to the world map, I will show you how to make it bigger.
Okay.
Awesome. Let me pin my screen back to the top. And let's keep on going. So once you've clicked the crop button, you can now see that the box around the character has shrunk to fit it pretty tightly. And now go ahead and click the X in the top right because we're finished here for now. And there we go. Now we have Bill Gates in our game.
Wait, we're not saving anything.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh no, we're not saving anything. We just
Oh,
press the X.
Sorry, could you repeat your question?
So we're not saving anything. We just press the X.
Yeah, just press X. It will automatically save the character for you.
Okay.
Awesome. And then to answer someone's question from earlier, if your character is too big or small, just click on it. And do you see these corner boxes? Just click on one of them and drag, and you can make them smaller, bigger, thicker, thinner, however you like.
You're not sharing your screen.
I think I am, but you might need to
it's
pin
shared.
the video on Google Meet.
Also, the first time when I tried to do the Sprite thing, like when I pressed the Sprite button, like it made that entire white box. It made it like a rectangle, like a small rectangle on the left of my screen.
Gotcha. I don't know exactly what that issue is, but let me know after the workshop and I can definitely walk through it with you. And before I move on, just want to double check, can everyone see my screen? If not, speak up now, otherwise hold your peace forever. All right, I do see a couple of no's in the chat. Let me triple check to make sure I am sharing my screen. I am. So if you can't see my screen, again, make sure you pin my presentation in Google Meet, and that should fix the problem for you. All righty, let's keep on going. So now that we have Bill Gates, there are two more characters that we need to add to our game. First of all, we need a chair, right? Otherwise, what is Bill Gates going to jump over? So we're going to create another sprite. This is the exact same process that we did earlier. Double click anywhere within this box. After that, type in Sprite into the search bar. Double click on that. Your mouse turns into this plus sign. Click anywhere within the box. And we're back to the paint screen. So this time, I'm going to change the color up. Let's pick a green. And I'm just going to draw a really basic chair. As you can tell, I'm not an artist. So with that, before we hit X, don't forget to hit the crop button so that the box automatically shrinks itself. And just like that, we have our chair done. Hit X, and we are back to the world map. Alrighty, last but not least, we still need one more character. And in this case, it will be the floor. Otherwise, Bill Gates and the chair won't really have anything to stand on. So in order to do that, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to double click anywhere within the box, type in Sprite, double click on that, press in the box again, and we're back to the paint screen. For the floor, I think I'm just going to pick a black color and then draw a straight line on the floor. And again, don't forget, the most important part is to hit the crop button before you save. All right, I'm back to the world map, and I'm going to stretch out my floor just so that it covers the entire world map. All right, once we have this, we'll move on to the next steps. I will pause here for a quick second so that everyone can catch up and ask any questions if they have some.
I have a question.
Wait, can you go back and
Yeah.
show how you did that?
Yeah. Whoever went first, can you ask your question again?
Oh, so I was trying to draw the line, but the thing is, so you see how your square's a lot bigger when you like paint it,
Hmm.
but like mine just appears to be tiny, and when I try to zoom it, it only covers a little bit. It doesn't cover, like the whole thing.
Gotcha. Are you on an iPad by chance?
No, I'm on my Chromebook.
Okay. Um, Let me see. I don't know why that would be happening. Try zoom in out or in, um, if it's a touchscreen. If that still doesn't work, just let me know after the workshop and I will be glad to help you with that.
Okay.
I think the sprite with my floor got deleted. Do you know how that would have happened?
Sorry, could you say that again?
I think the sprite with my floor got deleted. Do you know how that could have happened?
Yeah, you can try hitting the undo button. Up here is the arrow that's pointing to the left. Or if you want to, you can just recreate the floor as a sprite. Shouldn't take too long.
Alright. I don't see it anywhere.
Okay, no worries. So just double click anywhere in the screen and walk through the process of creating a sprite again.
Also, is there like I'm using like a drawing tablet, and for some reason, like it just doesn't seem to be working well with this website.
Yeah, so I personally don't have a drawing tablet, so I'm not exactly sure how to help you with that. But if you want to ask me more about that, just shoot me a message right after the workshop, and we can figure that out. We have a question in chat. Can you please show how did you draw the line? Yeah, sure thing. I could do that again. So I'm going to double click anywhere within this box again, right? And then we see this menu screen pop up. We want to add a sprite to the screen. So we're going to type that into the search bar. We're going to double click on this icon, hit the plus sign, and then once we're here, make sure you have the pen icon selected, pick any color you want, and then I'm just going to draw a straight line on the floor here. And once you do that, hit crop, and you can hit the X. I'm going to go ahead and delete the second floor. Actually, you know what? I'll keep it here. You can use this for some fun afterwards. Alrighty, let's move on. So if we want to try out our game right now, we're going to go ahead and hit the play button right here. And this will pop up a window with our game so far. I'm going to just go ahead and try using the arrow keys to play the game, and nothing's happening. It's just a picture on my screen.
Where's
So
the
this means that, oh yeah, go ahead.
Where's the play button?
Yeah, the play button is right up here. It's next to that red button that says buy now.
Oh, never mind. I see it.
Awesome. So back to our game. Right now, nothing's happening when I'm pressing the arrow keys. This isn't really a game. It's more of an image, right? So in order to fix this, we need to add some behaviors to our sprites. How do we do that? Well, let's start off with Bill Gates. I want to make sure I can control him with my arrow keys, right? Just like any other video game. In order to do that, click on the character, and you should see a menu to the left that includes an option called Add Behaviors. Go ahead and click on that Behaviors link, and then click Add New Behavior. And what this is going to do is that now we can select
I'm
any of
really
these
sorry.
behaviors
Could
to
you
add to our sprite. Oh yeah, go ahead.
could you please show from the start again? I missed a bit.
From start for adding a behavior?
Yes.
Yeah, sure thing. Let me quickly exit out of here. All right, so again, to add a behavior, click on the character that you want to add the behavior to. In this case, I want to add it to Bill Gates, so I'm going to click on him. After that, I'm going to look at the menu to the left. Click on this link called Behaviors. After that, click Add New Behavior. And we're back to this menu. Alrighty, so what behavior do we want to add? Well, in Construct, in order to allow us to control the character with our arrow keys, we want to add a behavior called platform. So go ahead and type platform in the search bar, and it's this one right here. So I'm going to double click on it. And just like that, we added the platform behavior to our character. Now, before we move on, we also want to add another behavior to Bill Gates. In most video games, when we move the character around on the screen, the camera moves with him or her, right? So in order to do that, we're going to add another behavior. Click Add New Behavior here, and then type in Scroll To. And what this will do is that whenever we move Bill Gates on the screen, the camera will automatically follow them. Alrighty, once we've done that, let's hit X and then give our game a try. Uh-oh. I think Bill Gates dropped off of the face of the earth in my game. That's not good. If I press the arrow keys, I think we lost Bill Gates. That's pretty sad. We need to fix this. So in order to do that, we're going to add even more behaviors. Let's go back to the behaviors menu. So what do we need to do? Well, Bill Gates currently just falls out of the floor. So we should probably make the floor solid, right? In order to do that, let's click on the floor. After that, click on behaviors, just like what we did for Bill Gates. Add new behavior. And this time we want to add the behavior called solid. Go ahead and double click on that. And we're all set here. Hit X. And the floor is now solid. I'm going to go through and do the exact same thing for all of our characters on the screen. Let's do it for Bill Gates now. Behaviors, add new behavior, double click solid, and then hit the X. I'm going to do the same thing for the chair now. Behaviors, add new behavior, and solid. And then since I have an extra floor up here, I guess I'll do that for this one too. Great. Before I hit play for the game, I'm going to pause for a quick second and let everyone catch up and ask any questions if you have any.
How do we make spears or diamonds type of shapes?
Spheres or diamonds? That's a great question. I think if you go back to the sprite creation screen and enter the paint editor, there should be an option to create certain shapes such as circles, and then you can go from there.
Because I only see options like rectangle, square, circle, and then a line. So I was just
Gotcha. Yeah, let me take a look actually. We can try that out right now. So in the paint editor, let's see. You're right. So we do have options for a line, a rectangle, or a circle. If you want to create custom shapes, you can just use the pen tool and freestyle it yourself, I think.
would it be perfect?
It wouldn't be perfect, but you can also upload your own images, either from the internet or ones that you have by yourself.
So is it the page plus one where we insert the image and then just like modify it?
Yeah, I believe so. If you click this button right here, the one that looks like a folder, load image from a file, this will let you upload a file.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. There's a couple questions in chat. Let's go through those quickly. First up, what are the behaviors that you use for the characters? That's a great question. For Bill Gates, we use behaviors platform, scroll to, and solid. Just to walk through each one, platform is the one that allows us to use the arrow keys to control Bill Gates. Scroll to is the one that allows us to move the camera to follow him. And then solid makes sure that he doesn't fall through the floor.
Just like a quick comment. When I run the one that we just did, like we did the camera and then we did the platform and then we did the solid for the character, right? When we do that, the character just stays still, like he's not moving or doing anything. He just stays still, like platform.
Gotcha. We'll walk through that in a quick second when we try it out.
My Bill Gates like goes up when I press the play button. Like it's like on that screen, it's on the ground, but when I press the play button and it loads, he's like higher than he's supposed to be.
He's higher than he's supposed to be. Gotcha. Are you sure that Bill Gates is starting on the floor?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I think you might have accidentally changed the gravity value, perhaps. We can walk through that after the workshop. Just shoot me a message.
I think the issue is that we didn't add physics behavior yet. So it just remains on the starting position.
Yeah, that's a good comment. The cool thing about
His starting
Construct, though, is
position
that
is
you don't need to add physics behaviors. It automatically adds it for all of your characters once you add these behaviors.
Can I share my screen to show you like what's happening?
Can we do that after the workshop? Because we
Okay.
are starting to go a little bit over time, and I want to make sure everyone can leave if they need to on time. Let's see. I'm going to answer one more question from chat, and then we'll move on. When I hit play, it opens to the full page of the browser, not full screen mode, and it doesn't let me go back to the editor. How could I remedy this? Yeah, great question. So if this is not full screen, first try hidden escape. If that doesn't work, you should just be able to close the window or close the tab because it should open up a brand new window for the game. And then one more comment from chat. I see someone said, my Bill Gates is not strong enough to jump over my chair. Don't worry about that. We're actually going to go over that in a quick second. Alrighty, let's move on. So let's test out this game that we have right now. If I hit play and I use the arrow keys to control Bill Gates, I can see that he can move on the screen. I can make him jump, and let's jump over this chair. Awesome. All right, so this isn't that bad of a game. This is a pretty good start, but we can make this even better. So let's walk through that.
Wait, how did he jump?
How did he jump? Right now, I'm just using the arrow keys on my keyboard, left, up, and right.
They don't do anything for me when I try like press them. They don't do anything.
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
Like they don't do anything for Bill Gates when I move them. When I press the arrow keys, nothing happens to Bill Gates.
Yes,
Gotcha. So
either.
You might not have the platform behavior added to Bill Gates. And I can walk through that really quickly again.
No,
if we click on Bill Gates. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We have the platform on, but like it's not working even though we have it on.
Gotcha. Okay, so in that case, try the WASD keys. And if that still doesn't work, just shoot me a message after the workshop and I will make sure to help you out. And someone said in chat, if the character is stuck, it might be because the floor is touching the character. That's a really good point. Make sure your character is not stuck within the floor, kind of like this. Just drag them up so that they're above the floor. Alrighty, so let's keep on making this game awesome. Now we're going to add a event, and what we're going to do is that whenever Bill Gates fails to jump over the chair, so if he crashes into the chair or touches it, we want the game to restart. In order to do that, we're going to go to the event sheet, and in order to do that, we just click on the event sheet at the top right here. Once you click that, click Add Event. And then I'm going to pause here for a quick second for everyone to catch up. I'll also answer a really quick question from the chat. How do I crop the hitbox of my objects? So in order to do that, go back to the Sprite editor screen. That's the one where you could paint your object, and then hit the crop button. It's at the top, and it looks like a box. Alrighty, so what event do we want to add? Well, like I said earlier, I want something to happen when Bill Gates touches the chair. So I'm going to double click on Bill Gates. And then I'm going to scroll down and double click on collision with another object. After that, I'm going to choose an object to detect. And like I said earlier, we want something to happen when Bill Gates collides with the chair. So I'm going to click here and select the chair. All right, once we have that, let's hit done. And now we're going to add an action for our event. In order to do that, let's click Add Action. Then let's double click on System. And then type in Restart. Click on the option that shows up. And what this will do is that whenever Bill Gates, right here, collides with a chair, right here, the system will restart the game. Alrighty, let's give this a try. I'm going to go back to the start page, not start page, the layout. So I'm going to click Layout 1 at the top. And then I'm going to press play. Now, whenever I jump over the chair, if I miss the jump, the game restarts. So let me just run headfirst into the chair. Ouch. And just like that, the game restarts.
Mine doesn't do that.
Gotcha. I would love to walk through that, but I was just told that we do have only a few minutes left before the next workshop starts. So I want to make sure that we can finish this really quickly. I will stick around after the workshop, though, so you can ask me questions.
So they post a link.
Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They post a link to the next workshop in the chat, or I mean the Discord.
Yeah, they'll put it in the Discord. I can also put it in the chat for you once we finish here.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to quickly wrap this up, someone earlier said that their Bill Gates is too small to jump over the chair, right? So what you can do, and this is really cool, just click on Bill Gates and then hit the checkbox next to double jump. And once you do that and hit play, if I press the up key twice, I can make Bill Gates double jump, just like that. All right, and just with that, unfortunately, I am going to start to wrap up the workshop here. This basically is a really basic overview of Construct. It's super easy to use, and it's a lot of fun. You could explore a lot of things within Construct. So for example, if I click on Bill Gates, try changing these numbers next to gravity and jump strength. I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. And with that, thank you so much for coming to today's workshop on Intro to Construct. I hope you guys had a good time.